Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Cade Museum for our meeting today of the Rotary Club of Gainesville, this January 26th, 2021. Welcome to those of you watching on Zoom as well. Those of you who are watching after the fact on YouTube, we ask that you register your participation, sending us an email to info@rotarygainesville.org. That's info@rotarygainesville.org. To get our meeting started today, we begin with song and pledge. Please join me in welcoming to our podium, Pete and Wall.
Well, here we are at the Cade again, and the Cade, by the way, the Cade does, experimenting with different formats, and we're one of them, of course. But they've also had classes, and one of the in two of the classes, they put a a biology teacher and a physics teacher in another class, and they've had adjoining rooms so that the students could go back and forth, and the teachers could interact with each other. But it didn't work out; they had to quit. Between the two teachers, there was no chemistry, so. They don't get any better than this. No, they don't get better. All right, so we're going to sing Acapulco again, but I'm pleased to announce that perhaps that will change soon. So we're very hopeful that next week that Gordon will be able to play for us. So we're going to sing God Bless America. That's too bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. And we're going to pledge allegiance to the flag on the TV. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Pete. And now please welcome to our podium for a moment of special remembrance, your president, Matthew Broadie.
Thank you all. Before we have a time of invocation, I sent out an email last week with the unfortunate news. Our friend and honorary fellow Rotarian, longtime site manager, staple at Hatchet Creek, Robert Bobbs Wigglesworth, had passed away last week. So continue to remember him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. And I'm going to ring the bell and enter into a moment of silence, and then Laurie will come forward and close that with an invocation.
Let us pray together. It is a beautiful day today, and we find ourselves in a beautiful setting here at the Cade Museum, surrounded by an area of our town that has experienced a renaissance. And we see around us how difficult situations can be remedied and made into places where people can come together and make a difference that provides positive impact for all people. We want more of this type of setting, of opportunity to work together to make a difference in our community. We need your help, Father, because we are oftentimes concerned about our self-interest most of the time, it seems. Give us the resolve to experience deep change within our hearts so we can experience more deep change like we see here in our surroundings. Change that is beneficial to all concerned, I pray. In your most holy name, amen.
Thank you very much, Lori. Before we welcome our guests today, I see we have a few. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for it for months. It's time to enter the groan zone. It's time for a poem from John Gregory via Zoom. John, it's all yours.
There we go. Oh, this one's called Learning in Quarantine. Jason tried to be a good agent, for the work at home was recent. In quarantine, surmised defeat. Coffee filters and a dryer sheet, as toilet paper are more observant. Broadie in his room he stayed, between his 7th through 12th grade. Seeds was his treatment. Matt was grounded 90%. For confinement, he was truly made. Mary Kate was taught quite quicker. For homeschool, her kids weren't slicker. She wanted to run, but Walker wasn't done. She didn't need fun to have liquor. For quarantine, Chad's taking his stance. Although he's taking a chance, King will have to relearn when to society he'll return. He will obviously have to wear pants. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, John, and welcome back to our meetings with your poetry. Now, if you have a guest, we ask you to please rise. I thought we saw a few guests in the crowd. Members, rise with your guest, and I think Don Bugos has the wireless mic. Rotarian, introduce yourself and your guest.
Good morning. I'm Carol Zagel. I feel like I have to introduce myself after all these months of being away. I miss you all. I'm pleased to have with me today Nikki Doria. And Nikki is the sales and marketing director for the Oak Hammock, my new home. So welcome, Nikki Doria.
Bob Crane, Iowa City, Iowa. My lovely bride, Connie. We advise you that we're having a delightful time in Iowa. There's apparently 12 inches of snow on the ground at about 16 degrees. So that's from Iowa City, Iowa. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. I'm Kent Walker, and I'm very pleased to introduce my guest, John Messel, who is a longtime Gainesville resident and great guy.
Thank you, Don. Good afternoon, Rotarians. I'd like to introduce my partner, Dalton Baker, who walks with me in the travails of construction management.
Welcome to all. And now we have one announcement before we turn the meeting over to our president. TJ Pichet, please come on up with your announcement.
Nope, I'm on Zoom.
I thought I got the word you were in person. TJ, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Thank you to all of those who came last Saturday to help at the Gainesville Opportunity Center. We had a really productive morning. A whole lot of credit goes to Greg Young, who was actually able to really get the ball rolling and get us some additional funding from the Jasmine Circle of the Gainesville Garden Club. So all told, I think through Greg's work and through our work, about $1,400 and dozens of hours of volunteer time were given to the Gainesville Opportunity Center. And I would be on the lookout for an alligator article about our service project there. And then on Saturday, the 30th, we are going to do a walking tour of all of the points of interest in the UF Master Plan. Linda Dixon, who is UF's Director of Planning, will be leading that tour. We're going to start at 9 a.m. It'll go until about 10:30 a.m. If you do decide to come, please wear a mask. Please wear walking shoes. We'll meet in the Little Hall parking lot, which is on the western end of Tigert Hall near 13th Street. So if you'd like to come, we'd love to see you. And again, thank you to everybody who came and helped at the Opportunity Center, but a big thank you to Greg, who deserves much of the credit. Thank you.
And now we turn the meeting over to your president, Matthew Broadie.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tom. I was over there monitoring the chat, and be remiss, Patrice Boyce has two guests zooming in. Representative Chuck Clemens, Executive Director of the Santa Fe College Foundation, and Michael Curry, Assistant Executive Director of Santa Fe College Foundation. Let's give a warm welcome. Thank you both for zooming in and attending today's meeting for a great presentation that I'm excited about. Also, if you'll stand, you're about to take a drink. She's like, oh, Jen Acosta and Phil Waite with the Cade Museum, two of our newest members. If you welcome them. Stephanie, the third member of the executive team, president for the Cade, had to step away for a last-minute meeting. So we'll look forward to formally inducting them into our great club in a couple weeks ahead. So welcome. Good to see you today. Echo TJ, thank you. 10 Rotarians, about 30 hours put in Saturday doing great work in the community. So you know how valuable the weekends are, and I thank you all for your commitment to make this community a better place. Thank you very much. On behalf of Ms. Marcia Eubank, I missed this last week, but starting next Tuesday, February 2nd, it'll be virtual again, but the Reading Safari will come back online. There will be 5 weeks, twice a week for 5 weeks, and there'll be an outreach for that program for 22nd grade students from Terwilliger Elementary. So that good work continues. I mean, again, we constantly talk about it. Everything's a little different, but the good work continues, and thank you all for your support in this club that turns around and makes those things happen. Without further ado, I'm going to ask our honorary member and one of our newer members, Dr. Paul Broadie, and president of Santa Fe College. But I'm going to ask Ms. Jenny Van Hart if she'll introduce today's speaker.
Oh, shoot. I thought, Matthew, you were going to do it. Okay. Dr. Paul Broadie is the Santa Fe president and honorary member of our club. And I'm just going to pass it over to him because I'm sure he has plenty of things to say. And you've got plenty of questions for him. Apologies for not being prepared.
Not a problem. And thank you so much. It's such an honor and pleasure to talk to you. And trust me, I can use the time to talk to you today. I know you wanted to give me an introduction, but that's perfectly fine. I wanted to say something about the Rotary before I start, and I think that's more fitting than an introduction of me. I want to talk about your work, and then I'll get into my remarks. First of all, in looking at the Rotary, the Gainesville Rotary, to know that there's a club that existed over 100 years, and the fact that you're so caring and you have impactful work that is visible throughout this community, you're to be commended for enhancing the quality of education and impacting so many lives for the past 100 years. You know, TJ, I heard about the volunteering and all the work that's going into making our community a better place. In particular, the prayer today really touched me because the prayer was about us coming together as a community and impacting lives and transforming people's lives and making a difference. And that's so fitting given the pandemic and given the challenges that many individuals are facing, and I'm going to get into that. So I want everyone there and through Zoom to give yourselves a round of applause for the impact that the Rotary is having on our community and our state. So I say that to say that our focus the college and the Rotary, our focus is aligned, right? The college is committed to adding value to the lives of our students and enriching our community. That's similar to your mission, to provide service to others, to promote integrity, and to advance a world understanding. In fact, I heard the Reading Safari mentioned. The college and the Rotary have partnered on the Reading Safari program. We're aligned in our global focus, and we each are committed to working closely with the business community and our community leaders to impact lives and advance our community. I want you to know that Santa Fe College stands with Rotary in its work, and I am committed to our long-standing partnership. You know, quite often I get asked the question, why Santa Fe? Why Florida? And I answer, for me personally, it's been my life's work to turn dreams into reality and hopelessness into hope through the delivery of education. And I'm so fortunate to have been selected as the president of a college that embodies these same core beliefs. Since 1966, Santa Fe has embodied those beliefs to turn hopelessness into hope and impact the lives of others. So why not Santa Fe? It's such an amazing place. So I know firsthand, education can change a life. More importantly, I've witnessed it again and again. Education can break cycles of poverty. Education can propel individuals into middle class. Education can inspire a whole family to pursue a college education. And education can lay the foundation for success, like last week's speaker and Santa Fe alum, that's important to note, John Spence. I was drawn to Santa Fe because of its mission, because it embodies everything I believe. And the college has received many, many accolades over the years for its work. And the college has been recognized nationwide. Distinctions such as Best for Vets, Military Friendly, second safest college in the nation, and #1 community college in the nation. And that list goes on and on and on. But I'm here to tell you something different that you may not have heard. What's special about Santa Fe College is not the accolades. It's about making a difference. We see this throughout our institution. We see it through our district board of trustees. We see it through our foundation members. We see it through our faculty and staff, that commitment to making a difference in people's lives. So the distinctions are the result of that culture of care that permeates our institution. So for me, my life's mission is to ensure that I expose as many people as possible to the power of education. Just a little bit about me really quick. When I was young, my dad always told me that I can be anything I wanted if I worked hard and followed my dreams. What my dad was truly telling me is, you matter and you can do anything. So at Santa Fe, and what's special about Santa Fe, we let individuals know that they matter. And we work to unlock the talents and abilities that exist within each and every student that passes through our doors. For us, it's about enabling them to achieve their goals and be successful in life. And as you know, we're a vital part of the fabric of this community. The following pillars guide my path forward: student success, individual and institutional growth, innovation, and evolution. And my priorities as president include expanding workforce development programs, closing equity gaps, forging strong partnerships, and continuing to grow excellent academic programs. We will make sure, Santa Fe will make sure that the college promotes a college-going culture that exists throughout Alachua and Bradford counties while continuing our reach across the state. As a result of our unwavering focus on learning and student success, we will be a national model for student success, social, and economic mobility. So let's talk a little bit about the success of our students. The success of our students speak for themselves. Of those that apply, approximately 70% of our students transfer to UF. 88%, or actually 88.7% of our honor students that are applied to UF are accepted. And get this, 100% of our dual enrollment students that were at our Watson Center last year who applied to UF were accepted. In fact, our dual enrollment program is a big savings to Alachua County families who saved over $900,000 through our dual enrollment programs. We have articulation agreements with UF and other Florida universities, and our students attend universities when they leave here, such as UF, but also Cornell and Columbia, and the list goes on. Why is that? It is because of our focus on academic rigor, our student support services, our culture of care that is the recipe for our students to achieve successful outcomes. We meet students where they are and then help them propel to success. Now, I know this is the moment you all have been waiting to hear me talk about. Recently, our college received $40 million from Miss Mackenzie Scott. This is the largest single donation in our college's history. And you know, after the shock and after the just being overwhelmed by Miss Scott's belief in Santa Fe College, her belief in our ability to make a difference, we got to work thinking about what are we going to do? How are we going to make the greatest impact? And those conversations still go on. But just so you know, we have a very focused strategic plan that was just newly adopted. And this gift will help advance our strategic priorities. It will help advance our mission of adding value to the lives of our students and enriching our community. And in particular, we are focused on exploring avenues to close equity gaps. And I talk about not just closing equity gaps, but shattering equity gaps, because if anything you close, you can reopen. We're focused on promoting a college-going population and increasing workforce education and further addressing the barriers that impede college attendance. Moving forward, we will work to continue with vigor to bolster individual and community-wide success. One of the most transformational developments in our college's history is expanding our downtown Blount campus or Blount Center into a full-fledged college campus. So if you haven't driven by yet, please drive by University and 6th. Construction's already begun on our new center. It's a 3-story, 86,000 square foot facility, which is scheduled to open in the spring of 2022. And it will offer full one-stop student services, which include advising, admissions, financial aid. And it will house our information technology education, our business programs, and students will be able to complete degrees and certificates while attending the Blount campus. The Blount campus will serve as a beacon of hope and opportunity for all students that enter our doors. It's important for me to point this out for you. The Blount campus is not just a collection of buildings. The campus represents community. It represents dreams realized. It represents breaking cycles of poverty. It represents shattering equity gaps. It represents building our future workforce and creating pathways to UF and other universities. It truly represents turning hopelessness into hope. And it shows you the power of education. This campus will be transforming lives for generations to come. Now, I want to shift gears and I want to take a moment to talk about the impact this pandemic has had on all of us and how it's impacted our county. Here in Alachua County, the unemployment rate, you know, they ask presidents at times, what keeps you up at night? This is what keeps me up at night. Here in Alachua County, the unemployment rate has more than doubled from 2% in February to 4.7% in November, which is the latest numbers that we have. That equates to 6,804 jobs lost. The poverty rate is 21.4% here in Alachua County, and 19% of our children are living in poverty. And Dr. Sassa has talked about this quite often. The number for African American children is 44.6% living in poverty. Here's another startling statistic. 54% of households in our county are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I know deep down Santa Fe College, in partnership with our many, many partners, can make a difference, and we will make a difference. It is education that will help turn this around and provide the pathway for individuals out of these difficult situations. We have made an effort to ensure that our students continue to receive the Santa Fe education that they deserve throughout this pandemic. So we've offered online courses. We've offered in-person courses. We've offered hybrid courses. We've also offered our services, support services, both virtually and in person, to make sure that students can continue to persist and continue to succeed. But what we did notice is this pandemic, it wasn't as simple as move everyone online, because there were people in our rural areas, people in low income areas that didn't have access to the technology, that didn't have access to broadband. So I want to commend our team, because we've been laser focused on how to remove those barriers, providing laptops so that students can continue their studies, reaching out to check in on our students through Operation Reach Out, providing emergency aid so that students can navigate life's challenges. Our foundation stepping up and providing scholarships that total over $1.8 million a year, having a food pantry on campus, having a thrift shop on campus, which I have not seen at any college, at least during my 30-year tenure. And focusing on embedding the necessary things for students to focus on their academics and not focus on their life's challenges. That is what has made us a successful institution. That is what has made our students so successful, and that will continue. Most recently, we received a grant to assist underserved students living in Gainesville Opportunity Zones with scholarships to pay for childcare. Our role well into the future is more critical than ever. In a recession, community colleges have played a vital role in leading the economic recovery. We reach students from all over the state. So at Santa Fe, students come to us from all over the state. About 50% of our students come from out of county. We stand ready to help rebuild our economy. Now, the governor has issued what I think a very important challenge to our state. He's issued the goal of Florida being #1 in workforce education and 60% of working adults having a post-secondary credential. We believe that these are essential goals, and we believe that we play a role in helping to achieve those goals. So for me, it's important to note that our construction and technology education programs have over a 90% job placement rate. And we have a robust offering of liberal arts and sciences programs to help students transfer to universities poised for success. So as we look to the future, we're going to continue to strengthen transfer pathways for students. We're currently working to retrain individuals that have lost jobs, provide upskilling and reskilling opportunities, and introduce individuals to the various opportunities that are available. In fact, we recently received a scholarship for students to train for high demand, middle wage jobs in 18 weeks or less. And with these short-term credentials, students can become welders, auto mechanics, phlebotomists, emergency medical technicians, certified nursing assistants, and office specialists. We're also currently exploring opportunities to create new programs that will introduce individuals into the middle wage and high demand jobs. We're looking at logistics and warehousing, et cetera. In the very near future, we will be building a new facility. And that new facility will house our welding program, our HVAC programs, and it's expected to double the capacity of those programs. We will introduce new programs in applied engineering and manufacturing. We're looking at how do we expand opportunities for career and technical education programs into the community in partnership with the school district. Now more than ever, we must expose people to the power of education, not just through our associate's degrees and our bachelor's degrees, but also through our certificate programs, our community education, and our hands-on workforce training programs. As we work to close equity gaps, which is something else that we're very focused on, in the last few months alone, reflective of our commitment to STEM education, we won a Best Practice Award from the Association of Florida Colleges for new programs that engage low-income, first-generation students from rural communities in the STEM research fields. We also have attained grants to enable us to provide a focus on students that are low-income, first-generation, or students that have disabilities. In addition, we've received grants to benefit our veterans and students in the STEM fields. To further our mission, I mentioned this new strategic plan. Our new strategic plan is a 3-year plan, and it was adopted recently by our Board of Trustees. This plan was not a plan that was developed in isolation by our institution and just rolled out to the community. This plan was developed with feedback from the community. The community lives and breathes through our strategic priorities. We hosted 4 charrette workshops with community leaders, with education leaders, with nonprofit leaders, and they breathed life into our strategic plan. To be more specific, we will be focused on lifelong learning, academic and personal success, social and economic mobility, community impact, partnerships, and building the workforce and leaders of the future. So, you know, as I begin to close, we're not a one-dimensional college. We reach out to those we serve in a variety of ways, and we're a vital resource to this community. For us, and for me in particular, partnerships will help further our impact. I believe totally in collective impact because Santa Fe College can get a whole lot done alone, but together we can achieve greatness. Santa Fe College, our community partners such as yourself, UF, the Chamber, our school district, they're all vital for us to have individuals move into the middle class, to have individuals be benefiting from being in the middle class and move out of poverty. I truly believe that the whole community prospers when our students acquire the knowledge and skills to gain meaningful employment and build a future for themselves, their family, and our region. And with that said, I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you today, and I look forward to working very closely with each and every one of you. Thank you.
If you have questions, we'd like to pose those for the good president of Santa Fe College. We ask that you flag down Don Bugos, who is out in our crowd today, with a wireless microphone. Also, for those of you online, you can type those into our chat box and we'll relay them so everyone here can hear them as well. We actually have a question right away, Dr. Broadie. We have Kevin Thorpe. Do you see any room for high school dual enrollment in Santa Fe's vocational trades?
Absolutely, Kevin, and that's a great question. That's something that we've been talking about. We have a very successful dual enrollment program, and we're looking to expand CTE dual enrollment. So that's something that will be coming in the future, and we're going to work very closely with the school district to deliver that.
We have a question from Barbara Hall. Could you expand some more about the thrift store that you have on campus?
Sure. It's unique to the college, and it's run by our career service personnel. And it's a thrift store where we accept donations, and it operates exactly like a thrift shop. The proceeds from the thrift shop do go to support some of our career services employees that may be in need. But it also provides an opportunity for our students and others to participate and receive clothing or what have you. Again, I've never seen a thrift shop on a college campus, and I think it's so powerful, the level of support that's provided by Santa Fe College.
Okay, let's go out to our folks attending live in person. Please state your name and your question.
Mike Conroy, thank you, Doctor, for an excellent presentation. It's good to have you in our community. I have two questions. You mentioned job placement and advanced training, and I wanted to ask you more about biotechnology job placement as well as a digital technology placement. And on your job placement, I know your training record is excellent, but is the placement with many companies in Alachua County and nearby, or is a significant portion of it outside of the immediate area? Thank you.
The placement rates, the majority are in Alachua County or Bradford counties. And then some of our students go beyond that. We have a very good relationship with our business industry, and our advisory boards help to inform our curriculum, and that helps to get our students placed. So the second question that you had was regarding biotechnology. And as you may or may not know, in Alachua County, we have the Perry Center, and that is the primary focus of the Perry Center. And within the Perry Center, I can tell you, at least off the top of my head, the phlebotomy program that's up there has a 100% job placement rate. I can also tell you that there are individuals that are looking to get into medical school that are taking courses through our Perry Center. We're looking to have a very strong relationship with the biotech companies there. In fact, Representative Clemens and I, or should I call him Vice President Clemens? I'm not too sure which hat he has on today, but we're very focused on going out and meeting with the CEOs of the biotech companies and making sure that we connect very strong linkages between the college and the biotech community.
Our next question is from Deborah Newell, who is joining us via Zoom today, one of our members. Is there any plan to consider including a portfolio review as part of the application process at Santa Fe?
Deborah, that's a great question. That is a conversation that has come up, but no decision has been made. I need to talk a little bit more with our provosts and academic departments, but portfolio review is something that is well received across higher education. It's something that I would really embrace, but I don't want to get in front of our academic leadership and commit them to anything before having further conversation.
In terms of bringing the campus life back to some sense of normalcy, what has the return of athletics to your campus done for student morale and bringing the campus back to life?
I think what the return of athletics has done, it's telegraphed to students that we're coming back, and don't let the pandemic keep you down. We're encouraging, if you look at our website, we're encouraging for our outdoor events participation, and campus life is very important. And this is kind of a revitalization of our campus life to have athletics back to campus. Now we never went away from connecting students to co-curricular experiences, and I mentioned that our students were able to participate in virtual co-curricular experiences and opportunities, and I want to commend the staff because they did an exceptional job at transitioning to a virtual co-curricular experience to keep students engaged with the college. So athletics now just adds another level of making sure that our students are engaged and able to participate.
We have a question online from Jenny Van Hart attending via Zoom. How can we support the food bank on campus?
I know I saw Chief Book on the call, but I'm going to say you can support the food bank by providing donations to our food bank. I can get Rotary more detail and more information as to who to provide those donations to. So I'll send that to you after this Zoom session.
Any more questions from folks here at the CADE? If you do, oh, there's one. Let's see how quickly Don can get over there.
Come on, Don.
Don's getting his steps in today.
Thank you, Don. Dr. Broadie, thanks for a very well-prepared and informative presentation. And I don't really have a question, just a comment. Your predecessor, Dr. Jackson Sasser, was a member of our club, as you are, but he was a contributing member just by virtue of his presence during our meetings. And I would just like to make sure you know that we would love to see your face around here. You seem like the kind of guy that could bring a lot to this club, and I'd love to just welcome you.
Thank you so much, and trust me, you will.
I guess we'll just wrap up with one more question, kind of a broad stroke question. I'm going to pose it to you, sir. Great leaders always have great vision. What's your vision for the college moving forward? Just a broad stroke.
Our vision is to make sure that we're transforming the lives of others, and that we're promoting social and upward economic mobility.
We thank you very much. How about a nice round of applause, everyone? President of Santa Fe College, Dr. Broadie.
Thank you again, Dr. Broadie. What a great presentation. You clearly have a heart for Santa Fe College and the community, and that's transparent in your words and what you've been doing already in your short time. You also clearly have the heart of a Rotarian, and we are glad that you are an honorary member, but I can see from your attendance over these past few months and engagement and dialed into these meetings, and I know how bad you wanted to be here in person. We look forward to the day that you can join us, and glad you're part of this Rotary family and a part of our community, and thank you for that. I will be sending you your certificate, as well as when you become a member, we ask you to give a 3-minute craft talk, okay? I think you crushed that today. So I think we can say that you've met that criteria, and I will send you with that your 4-way test plaque for completing not only a great presentation, but your craft talk. And as you know, Santa Fe College opens opportunities in our community for so many people, and we believe Rotary opens opportunities, and that's the theme this year. And I'll send you this commemorative coin to commemorate your presentation today, and we thank you for that very much. Thank you all that came out early. Several of us came about 9:30 today and tweet some things out, and it's been great, and I appreciate each and every one of you for the hard work and commitment to make these hybrid meetings continue to be a success. They are, and we're happy that we can do this. So as we close out today, a quick quote for the week: education's purpose is to replace an empty mind with an open one. Malcolm Forbes. Have a great week, Rotarians.